Alright, I'm not about to sugarcoat anything. You're about to step into the realm of possibility and transformation, where all those heavy beliefs you carry around, those chains that weigh you down, they're going to be replaced by an unshakable belief in yourself. Like flipping a switch. Because here's the thing. We're not changing your mind. We're rewriting your operating system. The one that controls how you move through this world. So let's kick off with this truth bomb. Trauma resolution. It's not about waiting for anyone's validation. That's right. Just because someone doesn't acknowledge your pain, your suffering, or your truth, it doesn't mean you don't get to. If you've been gaslit, ignored, or made to feel small, forget it. You're not waiting around for others to give you permission to heal. You give it to yourself. You might be thinking, but what if they never get it? Here's the thing, they don't need to. What matters is you. When you acknowledge your emotions, when you let them flow and move through you like a river, you can reframe them, shift your perspective, and open the door to potential, instead of being stuck in that perpetual loop of resentment and frustration. Yeah, that's right. You get to move from feeling like you're stuck in a double bind to exploring new possibilities, new doors, new options. And you know what that means? You've just let go of all that negative, pessimistic energy that was holding you back. Now imagine this. You're looking back on your trauma. Past you had no idea how to respond, right? You couldn't react because you didn't know what you know now. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. But guess what? Big you right now, the version that's listening to this, has all the tools that you need to react differently. You know now you've got the power. You know now you've got the will. You know now that you've got the intelligence and the experience to stand up for yourself and set boundaries with grace. And so you forgive yourself, and in doing so, you forgive everyone else. They missed out. They hurt you because they were hurt, and their trauma was never dealt with either. But the cycle ends with you. Do you get it? The cycle ends with you. You don't have to carry that anger or bitterness anymore. Instead, you can choose compassion. You can choose empathy. You can choose to feel sorry for them. Not because they don't deserve it, but because they're still caught in their own karma. But you, my friend, you've stepped out of that loop. You're moving on. You're reclaiming your life. And here's the beauty of it. You're not doing this alone. You've always been there for yourself. You always will be. You have your own back. And if you need proof, just look at the way that you've grown and evolved. You can't unsee it. You've always had the part to heal, to play, to laugh, to try. To step into that safe space where you're no longer haunted by the past. Look, here's the deal. You're safe. You've always been safe. And you'll always be safe. Because you're not waiting for someone else's permission. You're giving yourself permission, right here, right now, to move forward. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can move, you can leap. You can risk it all. Because when you trust yourself, there's no failure. There's only learning. There's only growth. And speaking of growth, what's the one thing that stops people from growing? Belief. The beliefs they hold. The beliefs they've accepted about themselves, about the world. It's not that these beliefs are true. It's that they've been accepted as true. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a cliff and you're looking at the ocean. You know you could dive in. You could spread your wings and fly. But the belief that you can't, it holds you back. It keeps you on the edge. But the moment you let go of that belief, boom, you dive into the unknown and you realise you could have been doing this all along. This is where you reframe everything. Every belief that you've ever held about your limits, about what's possible, about who you are, that shit is being reprogrammed right now. It's not about fighting it, it's about understanding. The world always reflects the energy you put out. So if you put out belief that says, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, guess what happens? That's what the world gives you back. That's what you see. But if you say, I'm worthy, I'm enough, I'm limitless, well, now the universe bends to you. Let's go deeper. Remember, everything that happens is a reflection of your internal state. If you walk into a room feeling like you don't belong, like you're not good enough, you're going to pull back, you're going to shrink. But when you walk into a room owning your space, when you know that you're worthy, they feel it. People will be drawn to your energy. They'll want to be around you. Why? Because energy is contagious. And yours is radiating self-love, certainty, and abundance. So now you know this. What's stopping you? Nothing. Because you've just unlocked the door to an abundant, magnetic, confident, and unstoppable version of you. Every interaction becomes effortless. Every conversation becomes a connection. And every goal you set, you crush it. Why? Because you trust yourself. You know you have the power to handle whatever comes your way. You no longer need external validation. You no longer need anyone else's approval to move forward in life. And here's the kicker. This is how you build trust. When you trust yourself, you stop doubting everything. You stop second-guessing yourself. Self-approval is all that matters. And when you operate from that place of self-approval, others will naturally gravitate towards you. It's just the way it works. Your presence becomes magnetic, your energy becomes contagious, and suddenly doors open, opportunities flood in, and you look back, and the person who doubted themselves, they're no longer there. What do you do with this new profound power? You move, you act, you step into the unknown with excitement and curiosity. You rise above the trauma, the fear, and the past that's tried to hold you down. And every time you step into that future, every time you face a challenge or a setback, you see it for what it is, feedback, not failure, not defeat, just another lesson on your journey to greatness. In fact, failure doesn't exist at all. It's just part of the process. So let's stop pretending like you're stuck. You're not. You're evolving. You're changing. You're moving forward. Now the only thing left for you to do is decide. Who do you want to become? Because you're already well on your way.